Hi and welcome! My name is DimitrovBoelee from the DimitrovBoelee Piano Duo. And in this lesson, I'm going to give you a quick exercise that will help you improve your rhythm. A little while back, Dimitar and I did a video on how to practice slow. If you haven't watched it, make sure that you watch it. The link is up in the right corner. And in this video, we talk about how notes relate to each other. 16th notes aren't just fast notes. They're exactly 4 times as fast as a quarter note. 8 notes aren't a bit faster than quarter notes. They're exactly 2 times faster. So it's important to understand and to feel the rhythmical relationship that different notes have to each other. And in this exercise, we're gonna explore that further. It's very simple, and all you need is a metronome and a piano. Okay, so here we have our metronome. We're gonna start on tempo 70, and 70 will be our quarter notes. And our first exercise is just to play along on a note of your choosing. I'm gonna choose the C. Just play along with these quarter notes. Now that's very easy. Let's make it a bit more difficult. We're going to let the metronome still keep on ticking those quarter notes for us, but we are going to try to play 8 notes in between, which means that we're gonna play 2 notes per beat. Now, in order to play this rhythmically, you need to time it precisely so that 2 notes fit in 1 beat. This takes a bit of practice. If you're not used to, it takes a bit of practice. So if you can't do it by yourself yet, just play along with me, that will help. Just turn back the video and practice it with me a couple of times. After you've done that and you feel like you got the hang of the 8 notes, now we're gonna try 16th notes, which means we have to fit 4 notes in this 1 beat. Every beat of the metronome we have to play 4 notes. So those were the 16th notes. And again, if you found that tricky by yourself, because you know, a lot of things with piano, they seem very easy when somebody else does them, but when you try, it's actually kind of challenging. So if it's challenging for you, just play along with me a couple of times, practice it. Okay, so now that's the basic exercise. And later on, you can make it more complicated by, for example, trying within these ticks, trying within the quarter note to play triplet 16ths or to play 30 seconds, or you know, you can play all kinds of different rhythmic groups. But for now, for the basic exercise, it's already really, really good. If you really feel that connection, you really practice the relationship of a quarter notes, 8 notes, and 16th notes. So once you feel like you really got the hang of that, I want you to try this exercise in different tempi. Many different tempi. Because the thing is, if you practice this a couple of times, you're gonna get used to this tempo. But the point is that you actually get used to the relationship between the notes, which means that you have to practice to do this in any tempo. Let's do that right now. I'm gonna choose a slower tempo. I chose a much slower tempo. It's gonna be 50. And you'll see that I will take a minute to adjust. You know, even I need to get used to this new tempo. Start with the quarter notes again. Oh, I see that accidentally my first note is silent. My first tick. Okay, I fixed that now. Let's try again. So we're gonna start with the quarter notes. And 8 notes. And 16th. Okay, this was the exercise in a slightly slower tempo. Let's try it in a higher tempo now. We're gonna try it in 90. Quarter. 8 notes. 16th. Okay, so try this exercise in many different tempi. Just make it your warming up, you know, just do it 2 minutes until you really feel like you can do this fluently, until you really get the feeling of the rhythmic relationship between these notes. And then, of course, it's time, let's make it a bit more difficult. Let's actually introduce both hands. Let's play, for example, quarter notes with our left hand, and let's play 8 notes with our right hand. So I'm gonna put it a bit slower because 90 was a bit on the fast side. Let's go with 70 again. That was a nice tempo in the middle, not too fast, not too slow. And my left hand is going to play the quarter notes. Now 8 notes in the right hand. And 16ths. And now we can switch it up and do 8 notes in the left hand and 16 notes in the right hand. Okay, so you get it. There's endless variations that you can do here. And once again, if you feel like you really got the hang of these basic notes, the quarter notes, the 8th notes, and the 16th notes, you can do the same with triplets, for example, or 32nd notes. Okay, this was it for the rhythmical exercise. I think this will give you lots of benefits, but I also want to show it to you how to apply this knowledge, how to apply the exercise in an actual piece of music. And for that, I've chosen a sonata by Scarlatti. Let's take a look at that now. And actually the reason I'm making this video is because one of my students, he did very, very well, but he did get a bit off balance the first time he tried to practice this slow, because in the first bar you immediately see a quarter note, an 8th note, and 2 16th notes. So that's a lot of different rhythmic groups in one bar. And we did the following exercise together and it just instantly cleared everything up. So just remembering the exercise we just did, what we're going to do in order to play this first bar rhythmically correct is we're going to think our bar in 16th notes, which means that the first quarter note gets 4 16th notes. The second, the 8th note, gets 2, and then we have 2 16th notes. So that sounds very abstract, but as soon as I'll show it to you, I think that you'll get it instantly. Okay, so we have the first. Let's put our metronome again. Tempo a little down, I'm gonna do 50. So it's the first time we're seeing this piece. Let's not put the metronome too fast. And let's again try to find our 16th notes. And if you can't find them straight away from the quarter note, just go to the 8 notes first. So our quarter notes, our 8 notes, and our 16th notes. By the way, right now I'm unable to see the metronome. That really makes it more tricky. So if you are having trouble, make sure that you also follow where the metronome is visually. Make sure that you look where the metronome is. It really helps to have a reference point. Okay, so our first note, our quarter note, needs these 4 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's do it again. So I think these 16th notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think them 4 in the quarter note and I think 2 in the 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And this was a perfectly rhythmical first bar because we thought out, we had the feeling of the 16th and we thought it out in 16th notes. You only have to do this a couple of times and you'll get the hang of it. Try it out in a few different tempi as well to make sure that you really feel the relationship between the notes and not just repeating one and the same in the same tempo. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope this exercise will help you. And this piece by Scarlatti, by the way, is very beautiful and very suitable for early intermediate students. You can find these Scarlatti sonatas, by the way, all Scarlatti sonatas, you can find them for free on IMSLP. I, however, use a bot score because it has a great fingering, and I'm actually playing from a version that is edited by Keith Snell, who has edited a lot of music, and actually his fingering is really, really great. It's very, very nice. The notes also are not too small, so it's very, very pleasant to read. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed and don't forget to practice.